Hello kiddos, Mr. Douglas 6th grade math here. How are you doing? We're going to do another word from the data analysis learning in our math book. It was chapter 10. We're almost done with the book. And the reason I'm doing these videos first is it's some of the harder stuff. We're putting all this information together to do charts and graphs at the end, okay? But before we get started, hello, let's make sure we subscribe. Hit the notifications button, please. Alright, let's take a look at median. The word median, I asked my class, all of them, had anybody ever heard that word before or knows what it is outside of math? And a few people said they thought they heard what it was. I can't remember if maybe one or two did say they knew what it was. But I describe median, the grass in between like a highway going both ways. And you'll sometimes see a sheriff or a cop car parked there, kind of encouraging us not to speed, you know, being visible to deter us from going too fast. There's also people who use that to turn around if they were going the wrong way, or if there's an accident or a big traffic jam, they'll cut out over the median and turn around and go the different way to get off the traffic jam. So that is the middle of the highway. Okay, so if you drew like a little picture, you could have a bunch of cars going this way, and then you have a bunch of cars going this way, okay? The median is this part here. In the middle, everyone say middle. Median is in the middle. Now also here in the valley of southern Texas, Highway 2 has like cement barriers, like a little mini wall in between. There's no grass. You can't turn around or cross over. They just have this separation wall, okay? So that would also be called a median because it's in the what class? It's in the middle. Median is in the middle. Now, when we learn median, mean, median, mode as a part of data analysis, they're often taught together, the three M words. The nice thing about median and middle is they both have an I in it. That's nice. So maybe that'll help. Sometimes they write it like median, and then they write middle like that. Okay? So I don't know if that helps you or not. But you can just remember they both have an I. But hopefully you can picture the highway in the middle of the road is a median. Okay? I can't recall how many students in each class when I said, has anybody heard of the word median? And they said, comedian. So that was funny. But just median by itself means middle. Okay, so let's take a look at median. When they ask for a median in math, they're asking for the middle of a data set. A data set. What's a data set? So if I have some numbers, like down here I have 2, 4, and 6. They're usually going to give you more numbers than that, but just for illustration purposes, to find the middle, a lot of times we get out our little thumbkins. We get out our little thumbkins and we put one thumb on each. Now I'm one-handed right now because I'm video recording. So you put a finger, put one of your pointers on each of the outside numbers, and you keep moving in. So if there was a number here, and then I move in, I keep going in until I get to the middle. So that middle number is going to be called my median. And I'll just put an M there for now, okay? So the same thing with this one. Let's look at this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Durr. So I put my fingers on the outside 1 and the outside 3. And what's left in the middle is a 2. So my median is 2. Now the only tricky thing with medians, besides when they have a whole bunch of numbers, is when you have a tie in the middle. What do you mean by a tie, Mr. Douglas? Like what you wear sometimes when you dress up? Like this? When you're wearing a tie? We don't do that much in junior high yet, right? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean like a tie where there's 2 numbers in the middle. So right here, when you have an even set of numbers, and I put my fingers on the outside and I move them in, once I get to the middle, there's 2 numbers. I circle them. That's a tie, okay? So I need to find the halfway point in between that. What would be in the middle of a 3 and a 5? So I'll draw a line there. And this is easy because they put it so close together. Me, 3, 4, 5. So the halfway point would be 4. That's my median. But sometimes, like I told my class, what if they had the two middle numbers that were tied, and I think I've used this every time when I do this, was 157 and 215. Uh-oh, that's going to be some trouble. All right, so I cannot know on the top of my head what's halfway point of that. So you find the tiebreaker by adding them together, and then you divide it by 2. So it's just like mean that we just learned. I'm sharing equally. Sharing is caring, boys and girls. So I add these together. If two best friends were going to go do some traveling, their families are traveling together and they want to take some money together to go spending, and they said, hey, let's share our money together. So they put 157 plus 215, and whatever that equals, that total, would divide it amongst two friends. That's your middle. Okay? Now, the only other trick that I got to make you aware of is, and I didn't write this one down, a lot of times on these problems, they're going to give you a bunch of numbers out of order. Okay? And some people, especially on a long test, your brain gets groggy. You're going to jump in here and you go, oh, I remember Mr. Douglas or whatever said find the middle. The middle's going to be 15. Okay? No. First, step 1 is you have to put the numbers in order. Now, I was kind, for example purposes, I already put them in order from least to greatest on these, okay? So on this number set, it's not in order. So the first thing I have to do is put it in order. When you put it in order, you want to cross the numbers off as you go, because sometimes there could be duplicates. Like here, I'll hide a 1. I've got a 1 here and a 1 here. And if I was just doing it off the top of my head, I may not notice that I have 2 1s. So I cross them off as I go, and I'm like, oh, there's another one. Okay, 2, 5. What else we got here, boys and girls? Next is going to be an 8. Oh no, that was a 5 that I crossed out. That's not an 8. So the next highest number is going to be 17. And the next one after that's going to be a 20. Ooh. That 15 I crossed out saying it wasn't the middle. Haha. So 15, 17, 21, 30. And when you're all done, you count and make sure you have them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By Joe, I think he's got it. Now I can find the middle. I cover up the outside numbers, and I move in 1 at a time. Okay, so I got a 1 and a 30, a 1 and a 21, a 2 and a 17, and I've got a tie in the middle like we talked about a moment ago. Let me see, 1, 2, 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3 numbers, yep, and I got a tie. So I need to find the halfway point between 5 and 15. So I can add them together, which would be 20, and divide it by 2. So my mean is going to be 10. Median. I said median, boys and girls. So that's my median. That's how you find the middle. Okay? Problem solved. You're all masters of the median. Median means what? Middle. It means find the middle data piece. But step 1 is, don't get tricked. Make sure numbers are in order first from least to greatest. Okay? Alright, you guys are awesome. Have a smile-filled, wonderful day. Make friends. Be kind. And don't forget, Mr. Douglas 6th grade math wants to help you get better. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications button so you can be alerted to new techniques and strategies.